It's doing the circle.
There we go.
All right, there we are. Okay. Now can you hear me better?
Yeah, no, it's the same, babe.
Oh, damn it. I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, maybe
So
it's my phone.
irritating.
My phone's turned up all the way, but I don't know. I just can barely hear.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because I don't want, let me see if I, oh boy, I don't know why it does this mess, but what if I don't think that's going to change it, but we'll see. No. Where's that thing right? Here it is. Let me check this right quick. Orientation. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Cameras, audios. It shows that's just fine. Ooh, yeah, it's showing big O. Okay, there we go. All right, now let me see. I don't know why it's like that, though. I really wish it wasn't. That's irritating. Okay, so.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Guess
We'll just work it out.
I had to work it out at some point. I don't know what's going on. You know, StreamYard always has problems all the time. But the thing about it is I don't like Streamlabs because there's too much going on and I can't deal with it. You know, like you got too many choices for this, that, and the other, and all these different sounds and all these different things. I'm like, oh my God, no, I can't deal with that. So anyway, so I guess we'll just hang out here for a minute or so. But I forgot to tell her. Hang on a second. We'll just talk for a minute. Oh my Lord, what a day. Oh, my dogs. Oh my God, they keep getting out of the fence, right? So
are they still running out? Oh, geez.
Oh my God, yeah, I had to go out there this morning first thing and make that fence work right. I mean, I had to block off the fence thing and then I just went back out with them every so often because I don't want them trying it again. So,
did you find their escape point?
Do what?
Did you find their escape point where they were escaping through?
Yeah, I did.
Good.
I hope it works. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're just so sneaky. But I noticed that they were like their heads were way too big to go through the little wrought iron fence, hole thingies. So I thought that was very strange. I don't know how it's like they were somehow getting their head in there and they're squiggling their body through the smallest hole. I don't know.
Like a mouse where they get all skinny when they go through.
Yeah. Because, Frenchies have that weird body. The front's wide, but the back's skinny. So,
yeah.
It's weird. I don't like this earphone either, this earbud. Okay, let me put this back up here and see if I can hear you better there. This earbud is really terrible.
Yeah, I don't even have any in. I wonder, should I put an earbud in and see?
Mm-hmm. Hang on, let me see if I can turn up the earbud itself. Hang on, just a second. Audio, because it shows headphones test playing. Yeah, it says. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to go down here and turn it back up over here to see if that'll help so I can hear because I can't hear. Whoop, that's loud. Okay. Now, there. We'll just leave it like that. All right. That might work better. Is that okay? All right.
Yeah. I'll just have to have my face.
Oh, I can hear you really good now.
Yeah.
I can hear you really good now. Yeah.
Huh. That's crazy. You're still the same.
Oh shoot. I don't know. Okay. Well, we'll just.
And I shouldn't have headphones in or earbuds in, right? Because I don't.
Actually, if you're using your phone, I think if you have on earbuds, hang on a second. I'm trying to remember how this works. Because you have to turn down us talking in the background, right? So the only way you would hear us talking is if you had on earbuds.
Oh, okay.
Or because if you don't have on earbuds, then I'm getting the sound from you and the sound from your phone that's coming through your microphone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then so it's like this big weird double something. Anyway, it's kind of strange.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yes. Today, I was thinking about, what would be interesting to know, because I got the worst night's sleep ever last night. It was terrible. It was tossing, turning. I just could not get to sleep. I tried. I even took medicine. I was still over there at 4 o'clock in the morning, just, God, please let me go to sleep. Please let me go to sleep.
I hate that.
I kept hearing it was a race car out here going out on this highway. It's this really early ass nice road. I said a bad word. Anyway, over there called 1431. Well, this car was ripping and roaring all down there. Then the coyote started. Then my dog barked. It's like I could never relax. And I thought back and I thought, this has been going on a long time. What the hell, right? So I thought to myself, I'm going to go look and see is there something we should know, because as we age, everything changes. And I was
Right.
shocked what I found out about that. I started reading this.
Yeah.
I thought, that's so strange. So yeah, it is just part of us now. I guess we just have to get used to it.
Yeah, there's so many changes that go on. I kind of looked it up too. And there's so many different things. I mean, there's so many factors that enter into it. Your hormone levels, which are your cortisol and your melatonin, and just that we don't get a lot of exercise and not a lot of sunlight for sometimes. There's just so many different things. And then if you don't get REM sleep, apparently that affects you. If you don't go into that deep sleep modes, and that affects you. Medications affect you. Everything affects you.
Well, I never hardly get REM sleep because that's when you dream. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
That you dream REM sleep.
Yeah. And they say if you don't get any REM sleep, then you wake up more often. And I have on my watch, I don't have an Apple Watch. I just have a cheapy knockoff $15 from Amazon one, but it does track your sleep patterns. And I don't ever get REM sleep. And I wake up several times during the night, every night. It doesn't matter how tired I am or how anything. I wake up several times every single night.
I exercise about 45 minutes to an hour every day. You think that would, help with that.
That should help. That should help.
But it doesn't. It's kind of like I don't think I do enough in the daytime, because I'm not really tired. You know what I mean? I'm not really sleepy.
Right.
I'm just kind of just laying there. And I go to bed way after my husband does because I want my dogs to go outside and potty before we all settle down for the night. So that's about 2:00 in the morning, and then I go to bed, right? And then it's just lay there. Oh my God, it's tough.
Well, mental tired is different than physical tired. I think you have to be more on the physical tired in order to sleep better. Mentally tired. I think a lot of us are mentally tired, but that's not going to help us sleep. Right. We may fall asleep, but we're not going to stay asleep and sleep well. I mean, I can't remember the last time I woke up and I've said, oh, geez, I really felt like I had a good night's sleep. I can't remember the last time. I mean, it's been years. It's been years.
I wish it wasn't
now
that
I'm
way,
trying
though.
to adjust my body. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Go ahead.
I'm so used to waking up at, 4 and 5 in the morning. And now I don't have to get up so early. So I have to retrain my body to sleep later. But, it hasn't happened yet. It's only been a week, but I really need to retrain my body. So I'm not up at 4 or 5 every single day when I don't have to be.
Right. One of the things I did notice about my parents, though, they went through that period where they didn't sleep as much. But then as they got back into their 70s, 80s, they tend to sleep longer. But I don't know if they were sleeping harder. You know what I mean? I don't know if they had REM sleep. I just noticed that their pattern had changed again at that age.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's the weirdest thing ever. I never really thought about it that much until today. I was like, I wonder what is driving that? Because, when we were younger, we could just go without sleep like that. It didn't really matter. We wouldn't really be tired, but then we'd go to sleep the next night. It'd be no big deal.
Right.
But,
right. I don't know.
Terrible.
I find sometimes when I have insomnia, it'll carry over to the next day too. I should be so tired today. I should be able to sleep because I didn't sleep last night, and it doesn't seem to make a difference.
Right? You kind of it's like you get that second wind, right?
Yeah, it's like your body just kind of takes over and you go on autopilot, and that's it.
I think you're right about that. I think that's what's happening. I think it is. I want to see now. Okay, I don't know if it's going to work exactly right, but let me see if I can bring this. Hang on a second. I want to split this screen over here And I don't know if I can bring up. Remember the thing I put out on a Word today? All the information that I found, and I mean, it was kind of interesting. I think. Let me go over here to Word. Hold it back up. Oh, I think I can do this. I hope so, Lord. You know I struggle a lot. I don't know why.
You do fine.
I
You
just
do
have to.
great.
Oh, shit. You know, I'm one of those. Oh my God! If I touch something, something's gonna happen. Okay, sign in. It was right here. Open Word. Look, it was right there. Now, what the hell? I just had. Oh, here we go. I think it's gonna go now. I think you can share this over here with us. I think so, which is what I'm trying to do. Ding, 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 ding. It's thinking. You know, it's still hot in Texas. I just can't. Oh, it's working. I just can't stand it.
Well, yeah, and that's another thing I found. They were talking about temperature. That affects your sleep, of course, because we know we don't sleep well when we're hot or when we're cold. You know, that affects it.
And you know,
Your
it says sleep with
food.
your socks on. I'm like, how
I
do
hate
people
wearing
sleep with their
socks.
sock on?
I can only
Wouldn't that
wear
be kinda
socks if I
hard?
have shoes on. If I don't have shoes on, I cannot wear socks. I don't care how cold my feet are. I cannot wear socks.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
Not the right
my son.
one.
One of my sons is the same way. Same way. I can't. My feet could be freezing, but yeah, I can't wear socks. They have to be barefooted, or have my shoes on. If I have my shoes on, I'm perfectly fine. I don't have an issue.
I'm gonna sign in under my other one. Okay. If you have a different account, please sign in. I am. Ugh. Damn it. Well, okay. Because he's trying to get me to use my old account, and I don't.
Oh, I lost her. Where'd you go? Hello. There you are. You went away for a minute.
Oh
You
my
went away
God.
for a minute.
I know. Because I was trying to get to this thing so I could show it, but I think we're just going to have to read it. I don't think we're going to be able to show it because I have to. It wants me to sign into this other account and all this other mess, and I don't want to do that right this minute. So I'm going to read a little bit of this, and then I'm going to show this part of this video that I found over there on YouTube that I thought was kind of interesting, you know. So let me go over here. Let me see. And you know, Lordy, where is it? I had this, you know, you think you have it all worked out and it's going to pan out perfect. Everything's just going to go perfect, right? It just never does.
Yeah. Well,
So,
perfection
anyway.
is overrated.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just happy to get on here and have a good time. Period.
Oh yeah.
Oh my! I'm shaking my computer. So I guess we'll just start with okay. Your DNA is sabotaging you and your sleep after age 60. We are here to say yes, it does. It absolutely does. So here's the questions. Do you find yourself wide awake at 2:17 a.m. staring at the clock, even though you could barely keep your eyes open during the evening news? It's incredibly frustrating, isn't it? Yeah, it is. If you're over 60 and your sleep feels less like a blissful escape and more like a lottery, you just keep losing, the surprise villain might be the very instruction manual that built you, your DNA. Stick around because in the next few minutes, you'll discover exactly which genetic switches get flipped by modern life and the simple daily habits that can flip them back so you can reclaim the night and wake up feeling rested. I would love to wake up feeling rested.
Oh, God, you and me both.
Good. Maybe I can get a real job then. I'm just joking.
That's highly overrated as well.
I always said, well, when you know my child went off to college, well, maybe I'll just get another job then. But then I got to the point where I'm like, who's going to hire me? I mean, I have not been working. I've not worked since 2016. Okay, that's 10 years. So, like all the skills from what my profession was, everything's changed. I can't go back to that. You know, so what would I do? I don't know. Anyway, section 1 about our DNA that stole our sleep from us. The genetic card you were dealt. Insomnia often runs in families for a very real reason, doesn't it? Twin studies, those fascinating deep dives into nature versus nurture, clearly show that almost 60% of insomnia risk in women and 38% in men is baked right into your genomes, okay? And here's the kicker. That number stays remarkably steady as birthdays pile up. This means your restless nights aren't some kind of moral failing. There's a heritable tendency, a genetic predisposition, just waiting for the wrong environmental triggers to wake it up. Yeah, and I'm sure I have all of them.
Yeah, right.
Scientists, scientists have now mapped between 57 and 248 gene variants tied to how easily we fall asleep, how long we stay there, and whether we actually feel rested afterwards. Most of these genes subtly tweak through crucial things: the brain's arousal, the body's thermostat, the stress response and volume knob, and that delicate internal clock that tells you when it's time to feel sleepy. Again, already, your aging already thins the cushioning around that clock. So any genetic vulnerability you carry naturally gets louder, more pronounced, and harder to ignore after 60s, not just in your head, it's in your genes. See, I was really fascinated by that.
Huh.
Nobody ever taught me
That's
that before.
interesting.
Nobody. Yeah,
That's
it
very
is
interesting.
interesting. Well, now, do you ever have this? Now, like I also have this thing. If I fall asleep and you wake me up, I cannot go back to sleep.
No, I have a
It's
hard
not
time
going to happen.
falling back to sleep too. Like I
Yeah,
absolutely
because that.
cannot open my eyes. Do not open my eyes. I can't move, get out of bed or anything. Then I have an easier time going back to sleep. But if I actually open my eyes and get up and no.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I
And
tell
then
my husband, if I fall asleep on the sofa, leave me there, please.
exactly. And then God forbid you have to get up and go to the restroom in the middle of the night. That's all over. Because you get
Right, because
up,
you're
you
not going
turn
to
on
go
the
back to sleep.
light, you stimulate yourself, you're
Uh-huh.
back awake.
I found that even if I take like a sleep aid and I get up and go to the restroom or something, I can't go back to sleep.
I
And I
know.
know that sounds odd. People are like, "What do you mean? I mean, that you should be able to go back to." I can't. It's like something just
Yeah.
happened. It's like, whoops, we're ready to go.
Yeah.
But now, I think that people who have attention deficit or hyperactivity in some sort, I think that also plays into this because you're already different. You know, your mind is already a little bit different
Yeah.
because you're always moving around. You know, you're always being
Go, go,
still is an
go.
issue.
Yeah.
Go, go, go. Right. And it's like your brain doesn't turn off, so you can't go to sleep. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just there. But I think that, but I don't know if that really plays into it. But I've often wondered if it did. You know, because my sister, she sleeps like a hard rock. I mean, no problem at all. I can be talking to her if she's tired. She'll say, "I'm going to bed." Okay, night, sister. Boom, she's out. Me, hell no.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Now, do you have sisters or brothers or sisters that you could compare to?
No, not really. I don't speak to them very
Okay,
often, so I really don't
okay.
know, what they
What they're
experience or not. Yeah.
hmm. Well, my sister
I
and I
know
were
my
like
mom
14
never
months
slept a
apart.
lot. I remember being a kid and my mom was always up very, very early. She was always up at like 4 a.m. She'd
Oh,
fall asleep by like 9 p.m. She'd be passed out on the couch, but she never slept a lot. She always just survived on very, very little sleep. And me, even as a baby, shoot, I was born and I would slept through the night as an infant. I love my sleep. Love it. I
that's
just don't,
that's incredible.
I still love to sleep. I just can't sleep. That's the frustrating part. And then I'll find myself coming home from work and I'll eat, take a shower, relax, doze off. I'll maybe doze off for 30 minutes and then I wake up and my
Mhm.
body's like, oh, well, you slept. Now you can be awake for 4 hours. It's like, no, I literally slept for 30 minutes. I didn't, I need to go to sleep. No, you don't. And then I'm wide awake.
I mean,
Then I'm watching the clock. Oh, I have 5 hours till the alarm goes off. I have 4 hours till the alarm goes off. I have 2 hours till the alarm goes off. I have an hour
that's
before
right.
the alarm goes off. Oh, well, just get up. Might as well just get up now.
That's, there you go. Just make yourself some coffee and
Yeah,
start going.
I'm like,
You're
okay,
not
just
going
get up
back
and
to
have some
sleep.
coffee and be done with it because there's no point.
Mhm.
What's the point of going back to sleep for an hour? Like, no, just get up and be done.
I mean, if I went back to sleep if I could go back to sleep for that hour, I'd probably miss the alarm.
Mm-hmm.
because I did go back to sleep.
Yeah. Then I
So,
worry about that. Yeah, absolutely.
well, let's play a little bit of this video that I found today. I was like, because these people have a whole bunch of videos about this that I was like, well, you could learn a lot from these people. They have
Right.
a lot of information about. I mean, I'm going to do this like I did the other day, and hopefully it works just fine. I think it should. We will see. Bling video. It's right there. Okay, stream. Here we go. Oh, I have to add them to the screen. Stupid me. Sometimes I'm just crazy. Share the screen. Here it is. Bling videos. That's what we're going to watch. Share. Okay. Now let me get started. All right.
The moment you enter the bedroom, you're starting to feel the heart racing because your brain has started to associate the bedroom and the bed with a problem.
Yeah.
And then you have a real problem in your hand because then it's a vicious cycle. Because you're in bed and you're worried about falling asleep, but you can't fall asleep, which only worsens your worry.
And strengthens the stimulus of the bed as being a
Look
place
what I
that
can't
does
find
not
now. I can't
induce
find our
sleep.
dots.
Right.
Oh,
That is
no.
a cycle I feel like so many people have been
Yeah,
in
I don't know where they're
once in their life. And it seems to be getting more pervasive.
Girl, I just had
What are
them.
other warning signs that people can look out for so that they can
Yeah,
prevent
you did
this
it
from
before.
happening rather than be in the middle of
I
it?
know.
They're
I'm like, where do they
making
go?
mistakes,
No,
really big mistakes, or they're becoming very forgetful.
What do you mean mistakes?
Making a big mistake on the job.
Oh, here it is.
Sending an
Oh,
email.
what is
you're
that
not
like?
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Got it.
I'm just making
Here,
fun of
my
our
bad,
director.
Bill.
I'm just kidding.
Sending an email you're not supposed to. Forgetting a big meeting.
Yeah.
I know it's
Things
weird,
that you
but-
don't typically do because you're just so exhausted. Then you really need to look at your sleep problem and
Okay.
address it.
Yeah, I think most people would forget that meeting or forget to send that big email and then say, well, I've got to work harder, which does not include sleeping. And then that just makes it all worse.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best thing to do
Is to rest.
is to rest. That's hard to tell an American, I feel like, because we are hell-bent on working. It's almost a badge that you get for not sleeping.
And people don't listen to their bodies.
No.
You'd be surprised how many people don't realize that they're so tense up here until you say, focus on those muscles and try to relax them. And it's really hard because people don't realize how much stress they're under.
Yeah, I've noticed myself falling asleep and I'm clenching my teeth. I go, relax. I have to actually tell myself to just relax and go into that sleep. I also sat down with Dr. Varma and we were talking about sleep and depression. And I mentioned how ridiculous it is that if someone calls you in the morning, like if I get a phone call at 7 in the morning and I'm sleeping, and they go, oh, sorry, were you asleep? I'll lie. I'll go, no, I wasn't sleeping. Like, it's such a shame that I would be asleep at 7 in the morning because we're embarrassed by getting enough sleep. But we have to do that. It's what's best for us.
It is.
So what are the signs that somebody
Yeah,
needs to
lack of
involve
sleep
a
will make you
professional?
So you
crazy.
tried all the self-help strategies that we discussed earlier, and you start to notice that your physical health is really deteriorating. So people with poor sleep who have anxiety due to the poor sleep have stomach upset. They don't digest food like they used to. They have a lot of body and aches and back pains. A lot of tension is carried on their shoulder and in their back. So when you're starting to physically break down, you can't work out anymore, you're not as active, and you can't make your deadlines because your focusing is really thrown off, you should get someone to help you.
Stop that there. Ooh, I gotta make sure it stops. Ooh,
Yeah, I'm a big teeth clencher. I clench my teeth all day long.
okay, good pause. No, pause. All right. Me too. I noticed that about myself too. I'll be just sitting there doing nothing, and the next thing I don't know, I'm clenching the teeth. Now,
Yeah.
I got a funny story about braces.
I think mine
I
comes
will-
from my headaches because I have I have those daily headaches. And I think that it's
Oh, yeah.
just from that. I just clench my teeth because there's never a day that I don't have a
Right.
headache. I have a headache every single day. It just depends on how bad my headache gets each day. But I
Right.
do realize like my jaw's very sore, my teeth are sore. I know that
Oh,
I've really clenched my teeth. I wear a full denture on the top, and I'll notice sometimes like the roof of my mouth is just raw from my denture rubbing on the roof of my mouth from me clenching my teeth. Because if you don't have them securely in place and they have just that
Right.
little bit of motion, it's gonna wear on your, your roof of your mouth. So I know I clench my teeth all the time.
Oh, let me see if I can get. Look at this crazy mess. I mean, I'm trying to get back over to this YouTube thing, and it's got all these. Look
Oh,
at this crap. I mean, no, I don't want to watch that. Now, hang on. Let's go find. Here's what I want to do. I want to find this other. No, I'm not trying. I'm gonna have to. Let me get over here. Hey, Cinderella. Good to see you. How you doing, girl?
yay! There's people
We're
coming
talking
in.
about
Yay!
sleeping and how we don't sleep. We don't sleep. So if you haven't met Sprinkle Donut before, this is Sprinkle Donut, my lovely co-host for our show here. And we're talking about insomnia and how our DNA steals our sleep from us because it's inherited in families, which is kind of weird, right? Insomnia. Okay.
Hi, everybody. I can't see
Let's
chat, but hello.
Oh, that's right. You can't, can you? Oh, I'm so
Yeah,
sorry, girl.
I've got to hook up
Is
my
it because you're on
laptop
your
so I can.
phone? Oh,
Yeah, and I tried to do it on my
Yes, you do
TV,
need
and when I
to.
watch, and it gives me the option to click on chat, but when I click on chat, it
Right.
doesn't show the chat. So I need to get my laptop up and going so I can watch on the laptop to
Okay.
see if I can see it any better.
Okay.
Let me try the TV again. I didn't
Sure.
try it today, but the last few times I tried it, and it wouldn't
Yeah,
show
because you
me
can
anything in
connect
chat.
sometimes like that through it.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it won't.
Look at
It
this.
just doesn't show
This
it
is
to
not
me.
the right thing, but we'll find it. Hang on. I'm looking for. Yeah. Okay, it was DNA. I got to come pull it back up over this way. I'm sorry, Cinderella. You know how I work over here. I'm always a little bit of an issue. DNA and insomnia and how they work together. I had no idea. So, and I started looking around and I thought, you never sleep. Your father was like the same. Yeah, because it is genetic. So let's watch this for a second. This is 2 years ago. And hang on a minute. Let me get this guy to pull up. Come on.
Okay, I'm pulling up.
All right,
I'm
so I had a
pulling
hard
up
time
YouTube
to
on my
search it.
TV. Let's see
Whoop.
if I can find us.
Look at it. It's giving a hard time here. Come on, let's go. You will. You'll see us. Yeah.
There we are.
You can see that, right? Whoop. Oh, that's a short.
Ooh.
Okay, it's okay.
Oh, I clicked on Gypsy
I'm
Rose
just
by
have to let it
accident.
play
I did
like
not
this.
want Gypsy Rose.
Yeah.
Did not want Gypsy Rose. There we are. One too many.
Me neither.
Yeah, that was not what I was going for.
Is insomnia to say? Now let me say it by our called our chronotype, our unique chronobiology,
Okay.
meaning there's
And
certain
this is
people that
gratitude.
are genetically predisposed to actually want to stay up later or get up earlier. This could be the classic night owl or the morning lark. Dr. Michael Bruce has his own animals that he has identified: the lion, the wolf, the bear, and the dolphin being the trouble sleepers. So we do have a genetic chronobiology that kind of presets our unique circadian rhythm as far as what would be ideal to go to bed and when it would be ideal to wake up. Is insomnia genetic? The answer is a little bit hard to say. Now let me say this. There is something we come into the world with that is inherited by our parents and our grandparents and our great-great-parents, and it's called our chronotype, our unique chronobiology, meaning there's certain people that are genetically predisposed to actually want to stay up later or get up earlier. This could be the classic night owl or the morning lark. Dr. Michael Bruce has his own animals that he has identified: the lion, the wolf,
right?
the bear, and the dolphin being the trouble sleepers.
Right,
So
I'll
we do
keep that
have
one
a
off. We'll
genetic
play something else.
chronobiology that kind of presets our unique circadian rhythm as far as what would be ideal to go to bed. And
I'll get rid of that. Okay, so I'm going to take this off and we're going to talk for just a second and then we'll come back to this other one. Okay, so we're going to go to section 2 about our why DNA is stealing our sleep. It's called the clock genes that age faster than you do. I found this also is kind of interesting. Oh, let me take off our white dots. Okay, I found this white dot thing, and I'm trying to make sure we don't get a strike on YouTube, so y'all just hang on there. Okay, so let's talk about that headline acts of your internal timekeeping, that clock, that, per two and the per three. Think of them as the intricate gears inside a meticulously crafted grandfather clock. Mine is downstairs ticking away. Anyway, ticking away your biological rhythms. But here's the thing: by your seventh, you know what? You're gonna have to turn that TV down. I can hear it.
I don't have there's no volume
Okay.
on my TV. There's no volume.
Okay, I can hear myself talking.
That's weird.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll just keep going.
Yeah, I have no
right.
volume. I have a fan on in the background, but I don't have
Okay,
volume
we'll
on my
just keep
TV.
going. All right. Okay, so here's the thing. By your seventh decade, which we're getting close to that. Those once precise gears can start to advance, pushing your body's natural melatonin release and core temperatures. Let me back over here a minute. That your core temperatures to drop earlier in the evening, and that results you're ready for bed at 8 p.m. Hell no, I can't go to bed then. And then, frustratingly enough, snapping awake before sunrise, often feeling like you've only just closed your eyes. And if you happen to carry that longer version of that per three gene, which is about 1 in 3 people who use artificial light at night, that's a problem too. So the innocent looking tablet scrolling in bed before lights are out. What is that noise? Oh, I know what it is, guys. Here, I know what it is. Here, this needs to go away. All right. Hang on. I'm gonna let me unsplit the screen so I can read. We'll just come back to it. It's okay. There we go. Now that'll go away. It'll stop. Okay. So then when you get the longer version, which is the per three genes, which is about 1 in 3 people, right? So you're looking at your tablet, you're scrolling around on your phone and all that stuff. When the lights are supposed to be out, it might feel like less winding down and more like drinking a double espresso just before trying to sleep. Here's interesting. Women, you carry an extra twist in the genetic tail. The same estrogen shifts that accompany menopause can actually speed up a clock gene aging. This helps explain why postmenopausal women report insomnia twice as often as men. Twice as often. Wow. Okay. So so the bottom line is I heard Cinderella says, I heard about how I never slept as a baby. See, because it's in your DNA, girl. I never knew this until we started looking at this and thought about talking about it. I was like, wow, this is kind of interesting. So it says, like the bottom line, your daily schedule might look exactly the same as it did when you were 40, but your genes are running on Tokyo time while you're still living in Toledo. It's a fundamental mismatch. Okay. Then section 3 starts talking about when our genes stress and start amplifying, right? And it goes, ever notice that a single tense phone call, a late night email, or even just a nagging thought can completely hijack your entire night's sleep? Yeah, when your brain keeps going and going, right? You're not imagining it. Blame the COMT. Now, these are different genes within your body. So the COMT and the FKBP5, these are gene variants. These aren't just random letters. They're the genetic architect that decides how slowly or quickly your brain clears out the stress hormones like adrenaline. Wow. In your 60s, that baseline level of the stress hormone cortisol naturally creeps up and just adds a genetic slow metabolizer into that mix. And then the cortisol sticks around like a house guest who absolutely refuses to leave. And it just hangs out into your system on high alert. Poor sleep and a cruel twist of irony then hikes cortisol levels even higher. So you're not sleeping, it's already jacking it up. It's just creating this vicious, self-perpetuating loop of sleeplessness and stress. But there's good news. It says you absolutely can break this loop without needing a prescription pad, but it requires some smart timing more than magic pills. Okay? So that tells us we've been messed up for a long time.
Yeah.
Let me take this off of there. Oh my. Okay, how do I get rid of this? Okay, I'll get rid of it in a second. Anyway, I was like, there's this whole section here where it starts talking about how to reset yourself. Okay, we can do that. Let me split the screen again. I want to go find that little, hang on. We'll just talk for a minute while I find the YouTube thing that I want to find about resetting your timeline, your sleep patterns. Let's see. PA. Here we go. How to fix your sleep schedule, reset. Okay, right here. We're going to use this one. Ready? Here we go. Okay. All right, now. Is it going to play? Yeah, let's got to circle for just a minute. Here we go. All right. Oops.
However, he wants to change that, so he asks others what he should do. He finds out that a common approach to resetting your sleep is to pull an all-nighter. Basically, you don't sleep for one day and you go to bed at the desired time the next day. This means he needs to stay awake for 37 hours, as he usually wakes up at 9 AM and his desired bedtime is 10 PM. This makes sense to Mike, and he plans to do it the next day. He wakes up at around 9 AM after getting his 6 hours of sleep and goes through his daily routine. He always wakes up tired, but he uses coffee to get him up and running. When his usual bedtime rolls around, which is 3 AM, he doesn't go to sleep, but instead pushes forward and stays awake. Mike has loaded himself with coffee and energy drinks just to make sure he can keep on going, and is using video games to distract himself. He feels tired, but he's also confident in his ability to make it sleepless. However, at 11 AM, when Mike has been awake for 26 hours, he feels a sudden drop in his energy. He decides to take a quick 30-minute nap and even sets up his alarm just in case. But when he wakes up, it's already 7 PM. Without even realizing it, he turned off that alarm, and instead of napping for 30 minutes, he slept for 8 hours. Now he's just 3 hours away from his desired bedtime. But Mike is fully awake and is not tired at all. He messed up his sleep schedule even more, and now he's set to be awake during the night. Not good. Where did Mike go wrong? Well, Mike was set up for failure the moment he decided to pull an all-nighter. Even if he hadn't fallen asleep and had made it through those 37 hours, in a few weeks he would most likely be going to bed at 3 AM again. All-nighters are like buying a fat loss pill. Sure, it could help you suppress your appetite, and you could even lose a few pounds because you're not as hungry. But if you don't fix your eating habits, those pills won't do much. It's like putting a band-aid on a bigger problem. Rather than pulling an all-nighter, Mike should focus on fixing his sleep habits. A much better approach for Mike would be to go to sleep earlier and wake up earlier. If he just moved his sleep schedule 15 minutes backwards every day, it would be a much better choice. It's not an immediate fix, but slowly he would get to his desired bedtime. However, a common problem with this strategy is that even if you go to sleep 15 minutes earlier, you will just toss and turn in bed for extra 15 minutes. And waking up in the morning will also feel like a chore. So it's good to understand how your body knows when it's time to wake up or go to sleep. There are two factors that regulate.
For fair use, we still do have to stop every once in a while. Okay, Cinderella says this does not work, which that's sad because I would love to find some way to fix the problem. But okay, even in my case, because I have this thing, these dogs have to go out at night. They don't sleep in their crate. They sleep in the living room because they're too noisy in their crates in the bedroom, and then my husband can't sleep through it, right? So I just stay up with them. I make sure they go out, and then we all go to sleep. And so I can't, how do I change that? That's the thing. Do I put them in the crates in another room and then they make noise in another room? I mean, what do you do about it? That's the problem.
Right.
So I don't know that this would be the answer for me. There has to be answers for everybody, right? You think.
How much sunlight do you get every day? Because I read that too, that sunlight is a big factor. Like people that don't get a lot of sunlight don't sleep. And honestly, I get enough sunlight like when I walk from my door to my car when I go to work. Other than that, I'm inside for 9 hours. So I don't
you
get
know,
a lot of sunlight.
Part of this study, or part of this thing that I found and I was reading about, it says the best thing to do when you first get up in the morning, go outside for 10 minutes. As soon as you get up, go outside for 10 minutes. Now if when you're getting up because the sun's already kind of out, go outside for 10 minutes. Start the day by getting your sunshine a little bit. So I'm thinking to myself, that means make my coffee and go outside and drink it on the porch, right? That's what I think. So I'm going to try this tomorrow. That Cinderella says that's her right there. She understands that she's got this. So that was one of the suggestions. But another suggestion was, let me see. So then it goes into number 4 over here. It says, let me fix this right here. Come on, stop it. I got to go back over here. I always want to put this stuff on the screen for everybody to see, but I'm so afraid of cutting myself off and losing my whole stream. Anyway, it says, let's face it, your ancestors didn't need blackout curtains. Why? Because once the sun set, the only light they encountered came from those gentle flickers of fire. The genes were perfectly tuned to that rhythm. Today, however, the average living room has, after sunset, is a staggering 200 times brighter than the moonlight. Wow. And here's where it gets tricky for us over 60. Blue enriched LEDs, those bright, energy efficient lights we love, suppress the melatonin for twice as long in people over 60 compared with 20-year-olds. I had no idea, right? It's like a constant assault on your natural sleep signals. And it's not just the light. Late meals tell your liver to ignore the pancreas, which completely confuses your circadian genes that are designed to track food, not just light. Okay. And the common culprits like painkillers for arthritis, diuretics for blood pressure, and maybe a splash of brandy to help you relax, and you've effectively flipped at least 5 separate genetic switches toward lighter, more fragmented sleep. Remember the metaphor. DNA loads the gun. Our modern lifestyle relentlessly pulls the trigger. So, think about that. They tell us all the time, use these energy efficient bulbs, energy efficient bulbs, energy efficient bulbs. Now, in my defense, I do get probably a little more sunlight because we have big giant windows and there's no trees taller than the house over there. So the big windows it's sunlight all day long. I had to have film put on there because it was like 20 degrees hotter in the living room than any place else in the house because of that sun constantly comes to those windows. So does that count as getting sunshine? I don't know. I'd like to know. I thought it did. I bet it does.
I would think it would. It would have to count for a little bit at least. Natural light.
But I have that film on there, to reduce the glare and reduce the, I don't know. That's kind of interesting, right? Okay. And then it talks about section 5. Well, let's go back. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to take this one off because we already decided this one's not going to work. Let's pick a different one to watch about resetting our sleep schedule because this guy is probably not the one for us. So we'll just go with a different one. It's okay. All right, here we go. Let me fix this. Here we go. Let's go find a different one. Okay, here we go. Okay, cool. So we're going to find something that says reset your sleep pattern. And wouldn't it be your circadian rhythm? Here we go. Reset this right here. I think this will be the one for us right here. Okay.
Yeah,
ready?
The circadian rhythm is important. That's very important.
Yeah. So we'll watch this one. All right, come on, dude. And let me take it back. All right, here we go. And this is going to be credit
the brain
the
that
sleep
create
doctor.
what we call sleep. One is called your sleep drive. The other is called your sleep rhythm. Today, we're going to be talking about your rhythm. So what is your rhythm or your circadian rhythm? Circadian rhythms are actually biological patterns that shift across each 24-hour cycle. Most of the noticeable circadian rhythm is the sleep-wake cycle, which determines a person's level of sleepiness or wakefulness throughout the day and night. Remember, not everyone's circadian rhythm is the same. For people who are night owls, a normal daily rhythm involves staying up at night and sleeping late in the morning. Other people fall asleep soon after dark and are up with the sun. These people are known more as early birds or larks. Variations in circadian rhythms are referred to as chronotypes. Research suggests that chronotypes are likely based on factors like age,
I agree with
genetics,
Cinderella.
as well as daily light exposure. If you'd like to learn more about your chronotype, head on over to my website and take my quiz at chronoquiz.com. Now, an important question you might want to know is, how does circadian rhythm affect my sleep? A person's sleep patterns are heavily influenced by their sleep-wake cycle. One of the most influential factors turns out to be light. Our exposure to light dictates how awake or sleepy you feel at any given time. If your sleep-wake cycle is not in alignment with natural light and darkness cues, you may notice a range of changes to your sleep health and consequently your physical health. Remember, insufficient sleep can cause mood changes, trouble focusing, even accidents. Now, what can disrupt your circadian rhythm? It's a great question. Circadian rhythms can be disrupted by changes in our environment, our daily schedules, even our bodies. One example, daylight savings time. About a quarter of people in the world experience time shifts related to daylight savings time. Although these shifts only move the clock by 1 hour, research shows there is a short-term increase in fatal car accidents, workplace injuries,
Wow.
even heart attacks, which
Interesting.
may be due to circadian
I
disruption.
never knew that.
Number 2, jet lag. Jet lag occurs when a traveler's circadian rhythm becomes out of sync with their destination time zone. Remember, jet lag tends to be more severe for those who've crossed several time zones. It can make travelers feel sleepy during the day and awake at night. A third example, shift workers. Shift workers are people who work night shifts or very early morning shifts. They often experience circadian rhythm disruptions because they're required to be alert when it's dark outside and to sleep during the daylight hours. Now, are there different circadian rhythm disorders? It turns out that there are. There are a number of sleep disorders that are caused by differences in an individual's circadian rhythms. Two of the most common are the following. The first is called delayed sleep-wake phase disorder. Common in 13, 14, 15-year-old adolescents, people with delayed sleep-wake phase syndrome prefer being night owls. Although it's normal for many people to stay up late on occasion without consequences, delayed sleep-wake phase disorder often interferes with work, school, or even family responsibilities. Now, the opposite is the other one called advanced sleep-wake phase disorder. People with advanced sleep-wake disorder fall asleep unusually early, then wake up very early in the morning. This sleep disorder occurs mostly in older people. Well, another big question is, can you reset your circadian rhythm? First, it's important to note that you shouldn't try to do this by yourself, but rather talk with a sleep specialist. There are multiple potential treatments for these types of disorders. But what would you use? Number 1, melatonin. Short-term use of melatonin at 0.5 milligrams based on your doctor's schedule has been shown to be effective in helping you reset your circadian rhythm. Number 2, control your light exposure. Be intentional about your light exposure so that you can get plenty of bright light at the beginning of your day and limit exposure to light as you approach bedtime. Number 3, stick to a regular sleep-wake schedule. Maintaining a consistent sleep-wake schedule can keep your circadian clock on track. It's also best to go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time every day, including the weekends. And number 4, exercise. Exercise can help you sleep better and align your circadian rhythm when it's out of sync. It's best to exercise earlier in the day and to avoid vigorous activity in the last few hours before bed. This is Dr. Michael Bruce, the sleep doctor, wishing you sweet dreams.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, that was interesting. Let's remove him from the stage. Okay, so all right. Now we know what we need to do, but guess what? I don't know if I can do. Okay, so he's saying go see a sleep study, go see a sleep doctor. Okay, well, that requires you to have to spend more money just to retrain your sleep pattern. I'm sure there's some other way to do this. Why would you need to go see a doctor to retrain your sleep pattern if you just follow a few of these simple rules, right? Let me take this little funky thing off of here so we can take the dots off of our friends here. There we go. All right, that's better. But so it says, let's talk about this, that switching back the light. Ready? It says ready to take control. It says, I hope I didn't read this one already. No, there's something weird happening here. Go away. All right, here, there we go. Okay, so we talked about food, we talked about diuretics, we talked about DNA loads and the lifestyle triggers. So number 5 talks about flip that switch back. And it says light, all right? Ready to take back control? Let's start with the cheapest, most effective fix on the planet. Get yourself 10 minutes of glorious outdoor light within an hour of your sunrise. Okay. So I guess sunrise, that does not mean when you get up at 10 o'clock in the morning, you go outside.
Right.
All right, get that straight. So that's not what we're going to do. Oh gosh, how funny. Anyway, oh, good to see you. Elizabeth Bergman has joined us, and she sang us a song. Yes, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest thing I've ever seen. Please do. Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're gonna
Bring two. I need one too.
Actually, mine's downstairs. I need to stop saying that, but yes, bring one for all my friends. Anyway, so okay, so it's not just about waking up. It's okay. So it's not just about waking up. It's morning light is powerfully anchors your PER2 and your PER3 genes, actively delaying their premature evening fade. It's like setting your internal clock precisely. If the weather is nasty, don't despair. Sit by an east-facing window. The intensity, how about this? The intensity is still tenfold brighter than indoor bulbs, giving you a powerful dose of light. At night, it's time for a lighting revolution. Swap out those harsh LEDs for the warm color bulbs below 3,000 kelvins and dim every lamp in your home to the level of a cozy restaurant dinner by 8 p.m. Now, let's talk about that for a second. So, if you have eye problems, let's say you have macular degeneration, which is a common problem as we age. I suffer from it. I've got an implant in one eye and I take shots in the other one. All right. So at night is when I have the hardest time seeing is at night. I can't hardly get around in the low light. I have to have light. So I'm constantly walking around with my phone like a flashlight in the darker rooms. And I know I'm not the only one. I know there's a lot of people out there that have this problem. But let me tell you something. They came a long way in how to treat macular degeneration, which we should talk about that on another show, because people used to just lose their eyesight. That was it. There was nothing they could do about it. But now your eyesight can be saved easily. You just have to know when the first signs happen. We'll have another show about that. But anyway, so it's the problem with the light bulbs. All right. So, and if you absolutely must stream a show or scroll on your tablet before bed, pop on a pair of amber lens glasses. Get us some rose-colored glasses. Okay, good. Oh, no, not amber is yellow. Amber's yellow, not rose. Sorry. That's funny. Okay, and then it says, let's see. They cut the blue light by 90% and keep your precious melatonin production right on schedule. Now, I'll be honest, I have never tried taking melatonin to go to sleep. It's the only thing I've
tried it the last, I'd say, month, and I've not seen a difference.
Oh, wow.
I tried, and I have not seen a difference whatsoever. I might as well be eating an M&M. I don't know if I'm taking too much or too little, but I see no difference.
Oh,
because they say cortisol, if you're high in cortisol, which we all know you get increased cortisol with stress, it depletes your natural melatonin. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't have any natural melatonin. Let me try to take some. No difference.
No. I hear people that, let's see. How about how to fix your, okay, Cinderella says, this is good. Cinderella says she has glaucoma and macular degeneration. Oh, girl, I understand. I do. Because I also have the little cataract issue that I need to have fixed. Hang on. All right, so we're going to watch this one for just a minute, if I can fix it. Come on. All right. So this is going to be how to fix your insomnia naturally, is what it says. So here we go. And yes, I'm going to get surgery for these cataracts. I was trying to get it this month, but I had to reschedule my appointment till November the 3rd because they did not have time. For some reason, something about the doctor's schedule, because I got out of the eye study. It's a whole big bunch of crap, and we'll talk about it later. But anyway, here we go. Let's how to fall asleep faster, okay?
Maybe they think it's their cat waking them up, or they drank too much coffee, or watched a scary movie before bed. And granted, all of these things can mess with your sleep for a night or two, or more, but they aren't the thing that causes chronic insomnia. So in most cases, chronic insomnia is caused by one bad habit where you accidentally trained your brain not to sleep. The bad habit is staying in bed awake. This is the worst thing you can do for your insomnia. And it's key to one of the most effective treatments for insomnia, CBTI, an evidence-based treatment for insomnia that has shown up to 80% effectiveness at relieving insomnia. You see, when you lie in bed awake, maybe you went to bed too early, or you're trying to force yourself to sleep, and you're worrying about all the things, what you said that day, and what's going to happen with your job, and whether that one guy likes you, or any number of other things. You're basically training your brain that the bed is the place for worrying and lying there awake. This is a paired association. It's like Pavlov's dogs. They learned to salivate when the bell rang, even when there wasn't any food around. When you lay in bed awake, your brain learns that the bed is the place for worrying, for thinking, for watching shows, for doing homework, whatever it is that you're doing. You lay down in bed and your brain thinks, oh, I know this place. This is the thinking place. So without realizing it, you trigger that worry reaction, and then it takes hours to fall asleep. So one aspect of the most effective treatment for insomnia is, if you can't sleep, get out of bed. If you can't sleep and it's been more than 15 minutes, get out of bed. Do something that's not too stimulating. And then when you start to feel drowsy, go lay back down. Now, I know this sounds miserable. You're probably thinking, oh, I'm just going to be so tired and this will just make it worse. And yes, that's true. You may be more tired in the short term, but within a week or so, it's most likely going to improve your sleep efficiency. So that's the percentage of time that you spend in bed actually sleeping. So just remember this, right? Get up, hang out, try again, right? Get up, go sit quietly in another room, hang out, do nothing, or, read a soothing book. If you lay there for more than 15 minutes, get back up, hang out, and then try again when you feel sleepy. Now, while this feels miserable, it works really well. You may feel sleep deprived for a couple of days, but in the long run, it's very effective at treating insomnia. Getting out of bed does two things, right? It retrains your brain that the bed is for sleeping and not other stuff. And then it also builds up like this sleep pressure, basically that tired feeling. So that when you do lay down, you've got more internal drive to sleep and you fall asleep faster. And again, that retrains your brain that the bed is for sleeping. So as you retrain your brain, you'll fall asleep faster, you'll stay asleep longer, and you'll spend less time lying awake getting angry that you're not sleeping. And again, this is a core principle of CBTI. It literally rewires the brain to sleep better. They have imaging studies showing that after CBTI, people have improved cognitive functioning, decreased stress, and improved memory. And most importantly, you sleep better. Okay, thanks for watching and take care.
Oh, now that was interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she does have an answer there, right? Have you tried getting out of bed and getting back and then going out and then going back in later?
I get up. I do get up. If I can't sleep, I do get up. But then I find myself mopping the floor, dusting, doing housework, cleaning the bathroom. I find myself doing all that stuff. I can't tell you how many times my apartment's been cleaned at 3 o'clock in the morning, or my floors have been mopped at 3 o'clock in the morning. I do get up, but I do probably more than I should, rather than getting up and going to another room and just kind of resetting. I get up and do stuff, thinking, oh, if I get up and I mop the floor and I clean the bathroom, that's going to tire me out. But it's probably having the opposite effect, because now I'm stimulating myself and I'm wide awake.
Yeah, I mean, I can see. Well, see, because I think if you get out of the bed and you start mopping, well, can you imagine? Hang on. Stop it. Stop. This gun. Oh, shh. Okay, I'm going to put him on hold over here. But anyway, I would think that would absolutely wake you up so much, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I can see myself getting up and mopping and all that stuff too, though, because we'll have to have that for another show, and that's our little OCD things that we do that drives everybody crazy. Hey there, Coupon! So glad to see you. So glad you came in. Thank you, guys. I know this subject is not for everybody, but I think that we just wanted to talk about it because we both struggle from this problem, and what we noticed was as we got older, it just got it seems like it got worse. None of us, we're not spring chickens, but whatever. So we thought, well, let's just talk about it. Let's just see what it is, right? So let's read this for a second. So the switch back the meal times. Now, your meals are a lot of the problem as well. Your liver, believe it or not, has its very own set clock, okay? And it absolutely thrives on predictability. To keep them happy and humming, make sure you eat protein at breakfast. Why? Because amino acids stabilize your blood sugar and feed tryptophan. I always say it wrong. Tryptophan directly into the serotonin or melatonin pathway, giving your body the building blocks it needs for restful sleep later. Then here's the golden rule. It says close the kitchen 12 hours before you intend to wake up. Okay. So if you're aiming to get up at 6 a.m., you finish dinner by 6 sharp. Okay. It might sound strict, but it works wonders. In compelling 2023 study, adults over 60 who simply practiced a 12-hour eating window increased their deep sleep by an impressive 26 minutes a night. Within just 3 weeks, no calorie counting required, just timing. All right. That might make some good sense. Oh, my dog heard you. Oh, how about that? It's really this funny. Cinderella goes, my dog heard you and her tails are wagging. Oh, that's too cute. I love dogs. Y'all know I do. My dogs. Listen, when I got that pair of dogs, I did not know what I was getting. I'm telling you, I love them, but they are a lot of damn work. It's nothing like that Chihuahua. My Chihuahua was so simple, but these meatheads, oh my God. All right. Let's watch this one for a little bit. This is how I fix my terrible sleep, the 10 habits. So we'll listen to him for just a minute and see what he has to say about how he fixed himself, because we've got to find a fix. I just really wish that age was not the factor. I really do. Okay, here we go. Let's play this guy. And this is by Brian Johnson.
Sleep is the most important thing a human does on a daily basis. I'm going to share with you what I did to achieve that perfect sleep score. They do not require $2 million a year, and I'm going to give them to you for free today. All right, what I've done to make this easy for you is I've listed out the 10 levels and 7 days of the week. So tape this on the bathroom mirror or in your bedroom and put a star by each day you accomplish a task. When you achieve level 10, send me a note and tell me you've become a professional sleeper. Now I know that sleep doesn't solve all things, but it helps me feel well enough and full of energy that I want to do everything else that's good for me. All right, number one is identify as a professional sleeper. Currently, grind culture is the dominant way of understanding sleep, which is you don't need a lot of it, and you're actually weak if you get it.
Money never sleeps, pal.
That's foolish. Don't do that. The wise thing to do is to make sleep your number one priority. You will feel better, you will look better, and everything in life will be easier. Level 2 is to have a consistent bedtime. This is really important because you're telling your body, we do sleep at this time every day. So you can make adjustments in your life. Have dinner earlier, plan earlier, put it on your schedule. Think of this as your most important meeting of the day. When you show up to work on time or have meetings with your friends, if you're even 5 minutes late, you apologize. Don't disappoint yourself and show up on time. In my family, when bedtime arrives, Talmadge and I will stop whatever we're doing and run to our bedtimes. We do this tongue in cheek. It's funny because we're saying to each other, we respect bedtime in this family. We know we're going to be better family members with each other if we get our sleep. For my bedtime, I've chosen 8:30. I love the morning time, especially the 4 hours of time I have all by myself. No one's calling me, no one's messaging me. I have it all to myself. So I really like to go to bed at 8:30, then I have the morning wide open. That said, you do you. If you're a night owl and you prefer to go to bed later, that's okay. Just choose your bedtime and be consistent. Level 3 is have a wind down routine. I know from personal experience that when I go to bed and I'm thinking about the day's problems or some opportunity, anything that's on my mind, if my head hits the pillow all night long, I'll just think about it. So what I do now is sleep Brian enters the equation 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime. And if an incoming thought says, oh, you should be worried about this, or you should think about that, Sleep Brian says, thank you for suggestion. Sleep mode is now engaged. So I would encourage you, create a ritual, Read a book, go for a walk, do some favorite hobby, but avoid screens and avoid anything that's going to get you aroused. Don't have fights, don't tackle hard problems, get ready for bed. All right, level 4 is to eat early. I know this because I tried hundreds of experiments with food types and eating times, and I found that I slept the best with Blueprint food and my last meal of the day at 11 a.m. Now that may sound early to you, it is, but I got used to it. Now, this does not mean that you need to eat at 11 a.m. as well. What this means is it's an invitation for you to try to explore eating earlier and also trying to avoid big, heavy meals at the end of the day that could really be having a negative effect on your sleep. When I go out for social events, I will eat something. Sometimes I try to find a light food like steamed vegetables or something like that, because having a plate in front of me with food makes everyone.
Okay. For fair use, we do have to stop every once in a while. Now listen to what he's saying over there. Now this guy's very regimented. Listen, Magic Star says they should have snow toward the end. Oh, wow. It is cold there already. Okay. Now, okay. If you have children at home, whatever, you probably really have a schedule already. Like our house is always dinner's done, kitchen's clean and closed by 6 p.m. That's it. That's because everybody was home by 5 p.m. So it's done. We're finished. But I know not every household can do that. Now, this guy's suggesting that he eats by 11 and that's it. You really can't tell me he doesn't eat another thing during the day. He must.
Yeah, that's a little unrealistic.
Yeah. You think he has protein drinks that he's doing to in the middle of all this, some kind of supplement? Because that's too much.
That's like intermittent fasting every day. Like,
you know what? That's exactly right. You're right. I'm glad you said that, because that is what it's like. Okay, we'll listen to some more, but he's a little okay. Well, I wanted to hear what he had to say, and we're going to finish
comfortable.
Here we
if
go.
I don't have it, then everyone's like, why are you not eating? And it's a whole thing. So I really try to blend in to avoid creating chaos in social situations. All right, level 5 is hopefully an obvious one. You want to avoid stimulants or anything that's going to disrupt your sleep. That includes alcohol and caffeine. I know personally, if I drink any alcohol in the latter part of the day, my deep sleep is going to be about 80% less. It just decimates my sleep. So I now have no alcohol.
He leads a boring life.
Then of course, caffeine, we metabolize caffeine at different speeds, but I've stopped all caffeine as well. It really has helped me improve my sleep. So just for you to consider that these things may potentially be degrading your quality of sleep, and to be mindful of what you consume and when you consume it. Level 6 is regulate light in the evening. So a few things for you to keep in mind is I have an app on my computer, Flux, F-L-U-X. It eliminates blue light from the screen. 2 is if I'm watching a movie with friends, I'll put on a pair of blue light blocking glasses.
Sorbet?
Do you want a bite?
I'm on a diet, but
I
thank
don't
you.
think it changes.
My room is entirely blacked out with curtains, and if I'm traveling, I will wear a mask. And so you're trying to avoid light that is going to otherwise disrupt your sleep, and just be mindful. Probably the most important thing here is just try to eliminate screens in that downtime temperature for your sleep. Now, I think Goldilocks got this right. Not too hot, not too cold. Of course, we can say specific numbers, but everyone's different. And so more important is, either it being too hot or too cold is going to create suboptimal sleep. And there's also considerations with a partner and other members in the family. So just be mindful that you don't want to be in either one of the extremes. So for my own personal temperature control, I use an 8 sleep mattress. And during my deep sleep, it's down to 71 Fahrenheit. And then during my REM, it's up to 73. Consider changing your thermostat or aircon settings, experimenting with different types of bedding, and opening doors for increased airflow. Level 8 is creating a peaceful sleep environment for you, for your family, for your children. Now, I have 3 kids. If I could travel back in time, I would sit everyone down and say, we are a sleep family. And here are the rules of how we do sleep. We go to bed on time. We never get up at night. We never wake anyone up unless we feel like our life is being threatened. You're doing them a favor, and you're setting them up with good habits that will endure throughout their life. But also other things. One of my neighbors has barking dogs.
Jeez.
So I called her, and she was more than willing to say, I understand your bedtime is at 8:30, so after 8:30, I will make sure they're in the home, in their kettles, very considerate. So you can do things with neighbors, with partners, with friends. Don't feel shy in asking. Oftentimes it makes a better environment for everybody. Now, one more thing to mention is for my sleep environment, I do nothing in my bedroom except for sleep. I don't read in there, I don't watch movies, I don't hang out. It's for sleep, because I'm telling my body, when you get into this position, your objective is sleep. And if you're doing things all day, then your body can get confused. So it's really important to have a dedicated sleep environment. It will improve the quality of your sleep. And there's one more thing, which may be a little bit controversial, is if you can sleep alone, you may want to consider it.
My wife said,
Sleep alone. Okay.
not here, Buck.
It's pretty hard.
Okay. Remember back many years ago, there was twin beds in the room and people did sleep alone and they probably did sleep better. You know, would you consider that? Yeah, I would. Certainly. Now, I was interested in what he said about his mattress, whatever this thing was he put over his mattress as if it controlled the temperature that he was sleeping on. Is that what it looked like to you, Sprinkle?
Yeah, that went by really quick. It'd be interesting to go back and check that out. See what
I want to go back and see what that was. Yeah, I want one of those. I'm like, whoa, what is that? So let's go back and see if we can get that part. I think it's right here.
Yeah, I mean, I have heard many times that they say your bedroom should be for intimacy and sleep only. Shouldn't eat in there. You shouldn't even have a TV in your room. I mean, I have read that many, many times.
Or your sleep.
See if we can figure
now,
this
I think
out.
Goldilocks got this right.
Okay.
Not too hot, not too cold. You, of course, we can say specific numbers, but everyone's
slow that
different.
down.
And so more important is, either it being too hot or too cold is going to create suboptimal sleep. And there's also considerations with a partner and other members in the family. So just be mindful that you don't want to be in either one of the extremes. So for my own personal temperature control, I use an 8 sleep mattress.
Okay.
And during my
8
deep
sleep
sleep,
mattress?
it's down
Is that
to
what he said?
71 Fahrenheit. And then during my REM, it's up to 73.
Okay.
Consider changing your thermostat or aircon settings.
Okay, here we go.
Experimenting with different types of bedding and opening doors for increased airflow. Level 8 is creating a peaceful sleep environment for you, for your family, for your children. Now, I have 3 kids. If I could travel back in time, I would sit everyone down
we go,
and say, we are a sleep
Eat,
family.
sleep. Okay, this is what
And
he's
here
putting
are the
that
rules
on.
of how we do sleep. We go to bed on time, with partners, with friends. Don't feel sleep alone. You may want to
Here we go.
consider it.
My wife said, no, not here, Buck.
It's pretty hard to synchronize the sleep routines and preferences of 2 people. And there can be a lot of wake events between the 2. So if it's a possibility and you can have that conversation, you may want to strongly consider sleeping independently because it may yield higher quality sleep for both of you. Level 9 is light. The first thing I do in the morning, I wake up around 5:30 naturally every day, is I turn on 10,000 lux and I do that for a few minutes. It tells my body, you're awake, the day's beginning. It helps with mood, it helps with energy. And again, it tells the body, we get up at this time and now we're up. It's so important to tell your body exactly when to go to bed and when to wake up, and you start having these compounded benefits as you repeat these behaviors continually. I think that's why, in large part, I was able to achieve an 8-month perfect sleep score, is I was able to tune my body so well that I knew exactly what to expect every single day. Now, if you don't wake up at 5 or 5:30, or you have a preference to go
dark
outside,
circles under his
please
eyes.
do
He
so.
looks very
The
rested.
sunlight is great.
You're
I
right.
too enjoy the sunlight. I typically try to avoid the times of day between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. when the UV index is high, but the morning and the night are great times to get sunlight exposure. Level 10 is gathering data. Now, I would have put this at number 1, but it does cost money, and I've been mindful of trying to put everything that's free ahead of it. But data has been the most important thing I've done. It's helped me create intuitions and knowledge about what improves my sleep and what worsens it. My main tool for tracking sleep is my Whoop band, which tracks how much sleep I got each night, the quality of that sleep, and how much I exerted myself each day. Just to put this in context, imagine you're training for a 1-mile race. You couldn't do it without a stopwatch. You couldn't just guess how fast you're running. Even though you can approximate your speed, you don't know if you're improving or not. So that's 10 things for you to become a professional sleeper. You can do this. Get into the habits and make them non-negotiable. If your favorite show drops and your bedtime, don't watch it. Go to bed. You're telling your body, we have a routine and we're going to be consistent on that routine. And you may find that so many of your other problems in life are going to resolve themselves when you're getting routine,
those products.
high quality sleep. So when you go through the levels and you master them, send me a note and tell me you've achieved mastery. It will change your life, I promise.
Okay, we're not going to do that homework. Yeah, we're not going to be sending him a note. But
No.
interesting as hell, huh? Yeah. Okay.
He obviously doesn't get up in the middle of the night and clean his bathroom.
Did you notice all those products he had over there?
Yeah, he does not get up and organize things. That is for sure.
Okay, thank you, Magic Star. I'm going to show this. Now, this is where you get the whoop band. My friend Magic Star, my Lamont, she's taking the notes over here, and I thank her so much. Okay, I was telling Magic Star that I sleep with something called binaural beats, okay? And this is something I found on YouTube, and I'll show y'all a little bit of that. And what it does is, I use the one that's like at 432 hertz. You're listening to this on your earbud, and it's like there's some natural, okay, I don't know everything about this, but there's some natural rhythm in that we hear that we don't know we hear all the time. Okay, it's just out there, and this has something to do with mimicking this natural. I'll play it for you guys after we do this because it's pretty interesting, and I learned about it from somebody I was talking about one day about God is king. I was like, why don't you try this instead of watching TV? Try this, and I did, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Last night, it did not work. And yes, Magic Star, he is very invested in his sleep and many other things because there was a load of things on that cabinet. All right. Now he talked about temperature for a second. So it says flip the switch back with temperature. For sleep to truly launch, your core body temperature needs to gently drop a full 1 degree. Okay. But after 60, those blood vessels in your hands and feet tend to narrow, which means the heat lingers in your core instead of dissipating efficiently. That's why I sweat more than normal, right? Okay, I'm gonna blame it on that. It's a common complaint, but there's a counter to it. There's a counterintuitive thing that you can do, yet brilliant to fix. Take a 10-minute bath or shower about 100 minutes before the lights are out. So take your shower at night, okay? The hot water doesn't just feel good. It actively pulls the heat to the surface of your body, of your skin. Then when you step out, the rapid evaporation cools your core, sending a clear signal to your brain to nudge the melatonin release. Keep the bedroom around 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Cool, but not freezing. And wear socks. We kind of talked about this. Warm feet plus a cool core is the magic combo that lets your clock genes truly relax and settle into their rhythm. All right. Now, we talked about socks. Sprinkle Donuts, tell us why you can't wear socks.
I can only wear them when I have shoes. I cannot do it. I can't sleep. I cannot wear socks without shoes.
Now, here's the funny thing. I always have socks on in this house. Always. Even when I sleep. There's something about not walking on that. Okay, even though the floor is clean, I mean, I have dogs and I mop all the time. I mean, those who know me know that the mop is a problem here. In fact, when my husband's home, I'm not even allowed to bring the mop out. He does not like it because it's a constant problem. But anyway, so I always have socks on because I just think I need to walk around with socks on. And Magic Star says she can't wear socks either. So, okay,
yeah, I can't. It literally drives me crazy. And my middle son, he is the same way. He is the exact same way.
Oh, that's too funny. Let me see. Let me see if I can find this over here. Let's see. I'm gonna look up this right quick. So after I read this other thing, I'll show you this binaural beats for sleep. All right, here we go. All right. Now I'm looking for this one right here. Okay, I'm gonna play this next, but I need to turn it off right now. But okay, let it load up. So you can see I used it last night. See where it stopped? Right there. It stopped right there. So we'll make that big. All right, now. It's a texture thing. My feet, Magic Star says her feet doesn't like it doesn't feel comfortable. So she has a texture thing. Well, do you have, no, I'm just joking, Magic. I'm not going to say that because people would not understand. We're just kind of joking. But I was going to ask you if you had a certain condition about this texture thing. Okay, number 8 on flipping that switch again is it's called stress off ramps. All right. Look, you can't magically delete stress from your life, especially as you navigate the complexities of life. But after Cinderella, I hate socks. Cinderella goes, I hate socks. I can't sleep for sure if my feet are covered. I bet you put your foot out of the blanket at night, right? So you feel the cool air on your foot. So it says, especially as you navigate the complexities of life after 60. But what you absolutely can do is schedule its exit. Okay. Try this. Set a dedicated worry appointment at 4 p.m. Spend just 10 minutes writing down tomorrow's to-do list. Any nagging concerns or anything that's keeping your mind buzzing. A Baylor study showed that the surprisingly simple acts shorten the time it took to fall asleep by an average of 9 minutes. Oh boy, that sounds good. Oh, wait a minute. Magic Star says, I have fibromyalgia, but it's always been like this. Okay, I understand. I put one foot out. Yeah, and Cinderella says, yeah, she does too, I guess. That's too funny. All right. So then so it shortens the amount of time that it takes you to go to sleep by 9 minutes. That's precious time back. Pair that with an incredibly effective 4-7-8 breathing technique, which is inhale gently through your nose for 4 counts. Hold that breath for 7 counts, and then exhale slowly and completely through your pursed lips for 8 counts. This powerful pattern stimulates your vagus nerve, which in turn lowers your heart rate and sends a clear, calming message to your FKB5 gene. The tiger has definitely left the building. You're safe. Okay. Now listen to this. This is called binaural beats, and it's kind of soothing. Like there's this natural. Okay, I'll just turn it on for a second. You wear earbuds, okay? And it's a black screen, so it's not keeping you awake while this is turned on. You can do it on your television. You can do it with your phone, whatever you want to put it on. And there's different levels. So it is very simple. See if I can get I'll get the thing and post it for you guys. And it just kind of goes through this little rhythmic thing all night. You go low, and then it'll go back up, and it goes low. Yeah. I don't want to put y'all to sleep yet. I read it.
Now, what's weird is that's kind of giving me anxiety.
Okay. We'll take it off, but
yeah, no, you don't have to take it off. But I feel like
I'm just sharing it because
anxiety in your chest, that kind of weird feeling, that kind of gave me that feeling. That's very strange. I guess I'm just a weirdo.
It's okay, I am too. But we're just weirdos in different ways. It's okay. So this is where you find binaural beats, and it's over here on YouTube. I know I'm spelling that wrong.
I'm going to have to try it, read through it, and see if that makes a difference. It's worth a try.
Okay. And there's different levels. There's 432, there's 839, there's just, and but pretend like whatever you'll find the beat that's comfortable for you. And that's what you would be able to listen to. So that's kind of the way that kind of works. But anyway, all right. Now we're going to go on to step number 9. All right, here we go. And I wish this thing would quit looking like that. Okay. Step number 9, when your genes need extra help. Now, I call that medication. Some people might not. So,
right.
I've tried it. And medication seems to help a little more. So, it's medication and this together, and I can actually go to sleep. So, if you have a strong family history of severe insomnia, or suspect your genes are playing an outsized role, consider taking a deeper dive. Genetic testing for PER3 and the clock variants is becoming more accessible. Several direct-to-consumer labs now bundle these specific tests. Remember, knowledge is power. Understanding your unique genetic makeup lets you personalize your light, food, and stress strategies instead of just guessing what might work. Melatonin supplements can certainly help some people, but here's a crucial tip for seniors. Smaller doses, around 0.3 milligrams, tend to work much better. Megadoses can actually overshoot that mark and leave you feeling groggy and even more out of sync the next day. So,
yeah, because I've been taking like 20 milligrams, so I guess I'm way over.
Yeah, you might be. Okay, Coupon, we'll be right here when you come back. It's okay. Well, I mean, I've never even tried the melatonin, so maybe I should. So
yeah, I'm going to try taking less and see if that helps. Because I've always had a real high tolerance for things. Like if I go to the dentist, I have to have like 3 times the amount of Novocaine that a normal person takes. Like they'll shoot me up and be like, "Can you feel it?" And I'm like, "Yes, I can feel it. You need to give me more." I've always had a really high tolerance for things.
My
So
Lord.
I just figured, if one's good, 2's better. I'll just take 2.
That's right.
So I'm
And
going to
then
back it down a little bit and see if that makes a difference.
all right. All right. And then it says, oh, here's a good one. My husband talks about this all the time. He just believes in this. Always discuss magnesium glycinate with your physician. It's a form that calms your NMDA receptors without causing the dreaded bathroom sprints that magnesium oxide often does. And please don't overlook the sneaky thieves of sleep. Chronic pain, of course, Magic Star knows about this one. It's chronic pain, frequent nocturnal bathroom trips, and medication side effects. Address these head-on because even perfect genes cannot truly reset on a hurting, waking body. Now, that's true. I do agree with
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
So Magic Star's,
Absolutely.
Magic Star's using 20 milligrams of melatonin. She says that's a lot. That try starting at 10. And then she says, I'm the same way with Novocaine. The last dentist I saw was incredulous when I said I wasn't numb yet. Wow, y'all are.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I require a lot of Novocaine. A lot.
Then we're going to get on to this is step number 10 about this. Wait a minute, mid-roll. Okay. Now, if these quick gene-friendly hacks are already making sense and sparking some aha moments, okay, it's like, this is part of this script writing thing that I have. It's talking about go ahead and hit that like button, blah, blah. Okay, y'all know to do that already. I don't need to remind y'all of that. And it talks about subscribing. Y'all already know about that. It doesn't cost anything. Anyway, let's move on to section 10. The 1 week reboot plan. All right, you got the knowledge. Now let's put it into action with a simple, powerful 1 week reboot. Tomorrow morning, step outside for 10 minutes with your coffee and greet the sun. That means in the morning, not at 10 o'clock when you get up, but at sunrise, right? Then tomorrow night, dim every light after 8 and shut the kitchen down at 7. Add that wonderful warm bath 1 hour before bed and try your routine. Make sure you write tomorrow's to-do list this afternoon, not while you're lying in the bed trying to unwind. Do those 4 steps consistently for 7 consecutive days and see what happens. Most people gain at least 45 extra minutes of solid restorative sleep and cut their nighttime awakenings by half. To track your progress, keep a simple log, jot down your lights out and your wake time and how you feel at noon. You'll find the pattern jumps out quickly, reinforcing your motivation far better than any fancy tracker or even, that could. In conclusion, so yes, your DNA may have stacked the deck against you when it comes to sleep as you age. But here's the empowering truth. It absolutely does not get to call everyone, around. Small, intentional, and perfectly timed changes in how you manage light, food, temperature, and stress speak the precise language your genes understand. These simple shifts can gently coax the night toward deep repair and rejuvenation instead of frustrating restlessness. Don't feel overwhelmed. Pick just one switch to flip this week, master that one, and then confidently add next week. And then sweet dreams aren't just for the young ones. They're for the genetically informed, for those who understand their body signals and act on them. See you at sunrise, truly refreshed and ready to seize the day. All right, y'all get that? Everybody ready to try that? Well, it's a lot of information. It is.
Yeah, but hey, it's worth a try. What magnesium did you say that was? Which kind of magnesium?
Okay. Yeah. Not the one that makes you go to the bathroom. Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Let me find that one. My husband.
I know there's so many different
is
kinds.
like
Was it glycinate?
Okay. I think it's the other one. Hang on. Okay, it's right here. Let's see. Now you've got your knowledge. It talks about, okay, there's that. It's right here. It is called, just jump back just a second. Oh, don't do that. It's because this thing is messed up over here. All right, come on. Here we go. All right. Melatonin. Get you out of sync. Magnesium glycinate. Yes. Always discuss magnesium glycinate. Okay. That's glycinate.
Okay. I'm going to definitely try that. Because I do try to take magnesium for my head. But but there's so many different kinds of magnesium. Jesus. I had no idea there were so many different kinds until I started to take some for my migraines.
You know what? I'll tell you so. I used to have migraines too until I was 41 years old and I ran away from home. I never had another one. Exactly. I only had the kind I had to go to the house for. It's because I lived in a very stressful situation and I hated it.
Well, I don't know. I refer to mine as migraines, but I had a stroke in 2015. And like 6 months after the day that I had my stroke, I had a horrible headache, not knowing that it was a precursor to anything. But about June 15th, I had the stroke. September 25th of the same year, I got a headache. And I've literally had a headache every day since. So for 10 years, I've had a headache. So I refer to them as migraines. I don't know that they're truly a migraine. I get a lot of the same symptoms as a migraine, but just chronic headaches. So I try to do whatever I can to relieve some of the pain. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. So
wow. I mean, that's awful. You know, that's young to be having a stroke, though.
Yeah.
And we're talking about all this stuff, and look what I'm over here eating. Sugar, nerves, right? Like I need these nerves. Now, and I'm not going to be sleepy, right? Okay.
That's all right. We had candy corn. One of my coworkers had candy corn today. So yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I had a couple handfuls of candy corn, if I'm being completely honest.
Okay, what are we all eating that's going to keep us awake tonight? Because what time is it? 8 something, and we're still over here chomping away. Even though I did cook dinner, you know, I'm going to go anyway. Yeah, I'm having this. She goes, Magic Star says, what does she have? She goes, I was having migraines, but I found Excedrin tension headache works. Oh, okay. Excedrin tension headache.
Yeah,
I found Excedrin work pretty well.
I take some serious painkillers for my head, and if I taking a Excedrin migraine, I wish that it would be that simple. But I can eat I take, like I said, some serious class 2 medication, and it still doesn't knock them out. You know, I still have a headache. So it's just it's just a aftermath of the stroke, apparently. So apparently they are diminishing compared to what they were, because it used to be every day, like a level 50 on a 1 to 10 scale. Now I get those a couple times a month rather than every day. So it is better, but it's still just, I think last week I woke up and I was like, oh, I don't have a headache today. Wow. Amazing. Within 2.5 hours later, it was there.
And you still go to work like this?
Yeah, I still have to go. So I deal with it. It's just something that I deal with every single day. It just depends on how bad it gets. Sometimes they spike and they get really, really bad where I can't even open my eyes and I get nauseous and I throw up, and some days they're just not so bad. It's really weird. And I've tried to figure, is it something that I'm eating that's making them worse? Is it something I'm not eating? Do I need caffeine? Do I need less caffeine? Do I need more water? Do I need less water? And I haven't found any correlation to anything.
Wow. Magic says she tried that. I'm going to say this wrong. Sumatriptan.
I've taken that. That doesn't work. Yeah. Yeah.
What's a thunderclap
I've done Botox injections in my head. I've done nerve blocks. I've done acupuncture. You name it, I have done it. I have done it all.
That's serious. That's some serious headaches right there. But I mean, if it's a after effect from a stroke, is it because of the narrowed blood vessels?
They know my carotid arteries were, because you have 2 kinds of strokes. You can have a blood vessel or you can have a blood clot. I actually had a blood clot into my brain. So I had a different kind.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. That's very serious.
Yeah.
Okay, so Magic Star is talking about thunderclap headaches. A thunderclap headache is a medical emergency that involves sudden severe head pain that reaches its peak intensity within a minute. It can feel similar to the pain of a ruptured or aneurysm or a hemorrhage. That's very scary. Oh, God. Yeah, that's very scary. Yeah. But, Listen, and yeah, I know I talk about this sometimes, but like I exercise, 45 minutes to 30, 45 minutes a day, every day, trying to do something about myself. But at night, when I do, I have constant leg pain. Now I had this horrible back surgery, and oh, that's a funny story too, because I fell up the stairs in this house. I know what you're going to ask me. How do you fall up the stairs? I'm going to tell. You know how you come down like this, and there's that last step. Did not have carpet on it, and I had the damn socks on because I always have socks on.
See, that's why you
So
don't
my
wear
foot
socks. It can save your life.
my foot hits that bottom step. Okay, so what happens is I didn't slide. I just kind of fell back and then slid down. That's how you fall up the stairs. All right. So then I had to have the back surgery, but I waited too long, and then the whole thing was a scary situation. But she was just about to ask that, right? Yeah, that's some good. It's kind of funny, yeah, but anyway. So after that, I still have a lot of residual leg pain and shit like that drives me
I'm
insane.
sure
But
back
I
pain,
just keep
once
trying.
you damage your back, that's generally a lifelong struggle too.
It is, but I just kind of I don't want to be sitting down all the time. I want to keep moving. I don't want to not be able to just do whatever I wanted to do. And yeah, some days it's better than others. But the funny thing about it is, I always tell my husband, well, y'all just tried to kill me. He goes, what do you mean? I said, well, you bought this house that I didn't really want, and your mother bought the socks I was wearing. So that's the two of you. It's their fault. We just laugh about it, You got to laugh at yourself. You
need those hospital socks that have the little grip on the bottom.
Yes, I do. I need the socks for people over 60. Now that I'm 65, I need the appropriate socks if I'm going to wear them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a back brace, and I have all kinds of. Oh my God. I've been through it, Magic Star. I've been through it, but it's okay. Before I had the surgery, I was literally living on the couch. It was a horrible, horrible experience, and I don't wish it on anybody.
God, I feel so bad for you. That's horrible.
Well, we all have. The thing is, we all have something that happens to us, and it's bad. And we have, like you have headaches, and Magic Star has what did she say? She has fibromyalgia.
Yeah.
But instead of feeling sorry for ourselves, we just keep going because
as women, we don't really have a choice,
Right.
We have to do it.
Magic Star, you're so funny. I've been snagging hospital socks since chemo. It's not like they're getting reused at the hospital. No, they're not. You're right. They're not.
There you go.
There you go. Well, they do serve its purpose. I'm glad that you have a whole drawer full. So we don't need to buy you any socks. You've got plenty, right? Jeez. Well, all right, guys. We've been on here for an hour and 37 minutes. Yes. So it's kind of fun. I hope everybody learned something about sleeping and why it is part of our DNA's fault that we do not sleep. It's not all just us. Cinderella. My niece aunts had migraines, and all the medical care ends up they both had spinal bifida, just a minor, of course. Really?
Wow.
I wonder how many people never get tested but always have headaches. That's amazing.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
That is interesting because they both had the headaches. So a genetic cause. Yeah, Cinderella, a genetic cause of why they both had the headaches. That's interesting. See, there's so many things we never hear about, We never hear. I've never heard of that. Wow. I'm going to look that up now. Look, I'm over here on the phone. We should do a show one night and talk about all kinds of things like that. The genetic problems that we have other than sleeping. Because you'll have families that all have one specific trait that they're born with, every single one of them. And that's an interesting subject. So, and as far as, I know, let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about all of our little missing children and everything that's going out there in our little true crime genre of people that we like to keep up with. Nothing really new's going on. Nobody's been found. It's just the same thing as it was yesterday, and that's really sad and sickening. It really is. And I wish something would turn around. I wish, where's Jack and Lily? That makes no sense. Where's Sebastian? Makes no sense. Where's Summer?
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Darius, where's he at? Where are all these kids at? It's crazy.
Where's Michael Vaughn? Yeah.
Yeah, where's Monkey Bond? Exactly. That case, They messed that up so bad. Those people said they had that child. They admitted they had the
know.
child. Why?
I
Been
know.
arrested. So sorry for that mom. Girl,
Oh.
how does she, Brandy.
And then
You
now
know,
she has cancer, right? Now she's
yeah.
dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she's got that. And these people lived right down the street from her. They were right down the street.
Could you imagine having to drive by that every day with that information?
No.
How that would just be,
Hell no.
oh my God, that would just be torture. It would be absolute torture. You would want to go to that door and just, where's my kid? I mean, I can't even imagine. Can't even
Damn
imagine.
right I would. Magic Star says, in this day and age, it makes even less sense that these children vanished without a trace. It does, because there's cameras everywhere. Everywhere. You know? I know one thing. I don't know how you could stay in the same house. For myself, we had to move. I could not live there anymore. I could not. I just told my husband one day, I said, I can't keep coming home to this house, you know. I said, because every time I stare at that front door, it's that same, it's right there in your face, right there in your face. So we had to move. So Cinderella said she got a liver transplant. Oh, that's great. Yeah, every surveillance, let me tell y'all something. When I was watching some remakes or some stuff on the Mob Crew, you know, credit Mob Crew, the videos about this, you know, Sebastian Street. And it, oh, that was so dark, it's so dark, it's so dark. No, it's not. Because every one of those houses had like little porch lights and stuff on. It's not dark. And I'm telling you, we don't have street lights either. But we do have cameras at the front door.
But he didn't disappear at night either. He disappeared in the middle of the day.
It
was like 5 o'clock or something, wasn't it? It wasn't dark outside.
Well, they're trying to claim it was between midnight and 6 a.m. Okay, that's what they're trying to claim. But I'm not so sure about that, you know, because Mod Crew showed something where that 6-minute drive home, there absolutely could have been a time where she stopped and put that kid in somebody else's car, or was at a stop sign and he got out and got in somebody else's car. There was plenty of time for that. Is that what happened? I don't know, but I'd like to know, you know. Oh, Cinderella, she got the liver transplant, and then Magic, and it says, did it help? And then Magic Star says, she seems great. Oh, I'm so glad. Maybe now she can get something done about her child, you know.
Yeah.
I don't understand the failure of these police departments. I really don't. Look at Devlin Tate. Okay, look at his little case. Yes, thank you, Magic Star. Look at Devlin Tate's little case. Now that's an extremely sad situation. When you find out all the different things that happen, we should have Lady Freedom come on and talk to us about that case one night, because she has all this information that some other people don't have, that she got from the mother, you know, from the family members who would actually talk to her. And there's parts to that story that is not really out in the public that should be, as to why he was not living with the people he started out living with because of something that happened to him. Now, Sebastian Rogers and Devlin Tate have the exact same chromosomal deletion. Okay, they're both autistic, and they have the exact same chromosomal deletion. That is fascinating. You know, those two kids, because they're they're different ages, but it's the same thing. So I'm going to ask her if she wants to come on one night and talk to us about, and just fill us in with what really is happening over there, not what somebody else is saying, because she has all the parts. I think I'll do that. Would y'all like to hear that? Would you like to hear her come in and talk about it? I don't want to say things that I don't know, you know, are the truth or not. I want to hear what is the truth from her, because she absolutely knows. So we'll plan on that one night too. And I'm just waiting on that Gunners Collective guy to get back to me from TikTok. So that'll be fun. Anyway, well, let's see. Oh, thank you, Cinderella. Thank you, Magic Star. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming in. It was so fun. Women and children are dismissed. They damn sure are, Cinderella. You're right about that. They are. All right. We've been on an hour and 43 minutes. I'm going to let y'all go. Thank you for coming in. I hope you enjoyed our little show tonight. And we'll have something else planned for the next couple of days. I need to get with my partner over here, Sprinkled, and see when she can come on next. And we'll plan something else. And I'll...
thanks for joining, everybody.
Right. Yeah. Magic Star said Cinderella, especially, yes, the larger women get ignored every single time. Because they don't seem important to our society, which is absolutely horrible. But that's another whole show, how people are treated based on size. That's a good show right there. Anyway, thank you guys. Have a good evening. Enjoy your day tomorrow. Monday is a holiday. It is Columbus Day. I might try to come on Monday night. I don't know. We'll see. Bye. Have a good evening. Bye, guys.
All right,
Thank
guys,
you.
everybody take care. Okay, good night.
And we end the stream.